All right, let's just jump into it. So we've got, this is a deck we had played earlier that I think we ran a little bit hot with. I was kind of surprised when we actually managed to win matches with it. So we'll see if we can have a repeat on winning with our Ball Lightning, Groundbreaker, Lightning Skelemental deck. We've also got a small blue splash for Risen Reef and Lightning Stormkin. And then we've got some Thunderkin Awakeners here to rebuy our elementals back out of the bin. Something that I'm trying that's a little bit different than last time is last time we played this deck, we played copies of Noble Hierarch, which ended up being awkward because they can't make red or black mana. So I'm trying 4 copies of Arbor Elf today, along with 4 Stomping Ground, some Overgrown Tombs, some Breeding Pools, and a bunch of fetch lands. So we'll see if that's more or less awkward than Noble Hierarch ends up being. So one of the things I want to think about during this league is how does Arbor Elf and its ability to make mana or not make mana compared to what Noble Hierarch would have done at any given point while we were playing. It's too early to call dumpster fire. I think we 3-2'd with this one last time. Pretty close to 4-1, something like that. I feel like we 3-2'd last time. The Elk, that's a sword without a shield. Let's fix that. Let's dive on in, shall we? We did not play Unearth last time, so we're playing Collected Company. So every card we put in our deck that doesn't get hit by Collected Company comes at a very real cost. So I fit some Lightning Bolts into the main deck this time, just as a touch of interaction / reach that we weren't playing last time. But I don't really like to go below like 30-ish creatures. And even then, like, this deck's at 31 right now. And a number of those creatures are... A number of the creatures that we are playing to get to 31 are like mana creatures, so they're not even all good hits. Horn and Flogger. I've not had any submissions for Soul Herder, no. I have a couple of things outstanding that people submitted that I haven't added to the actual queue yet, but not that many. See, queue's moving pretty quick these days. Standard's at kind of a lull, and we've been clipping through 2 Modern a day, so we're about a week backlog on either format at the moment. I had Warhammer do yesterday. It's all right. Switching to another card game tends to retain more viewers than switching to like something completely off, like a couple of times I did like Overwatch streams and things like that. Yeah, the Warhammer game in and of itself, the actual gameplay mechanics in that game are really great. I mean, like most weak things in Modern, we're probably just stone cold dead reasonable huck draw. Yeah, queued for our first match. An opponent is sitting here waiting, so, you know. Just moto things. Breeding Pool tap to go. Alright, we're going to lead on Wooded Foothills here. Probably fetching Stomping Ground. Gemstone Mine. Are they playing Jeskai Ascendancy? Hey, what's going on, Dawn? It's a good pickup. Let's get the name Elemental on this one. And then cast this guy into Skelemental next turn. Yeah, Neoform's probably a reasonable suggestion. We don't really have anything meaningful to do against that deck, right? Like, I'm on like actual factual 0 interaction. Oh yeah, my opponent mulliganed really low. They mulligan to 5. Yeah, they're probably Neoform. Which probably means we're dead. The best Collected Company deck to grace the stream is Ball Tribal. I mean, that's what we're playing, right? We just like have a third ball in it now. If they don't combo us this turn, Lightning Skelemental takes 2 cards out of their hand. I feel like the only way we ever win this game is like my opponent not playing Magic. It says they're paying a cost, so I assume an Allosaurus Rider is about to come into play. They need red mana. Anamorphose? Sure. Yeah, if we don't die this turn, we can like mind rot them and then floop this back and mind rot them again, and they'll be dead the following turn. Nah, I don't really know that Underlords is the game for me after playing it more. I'm just going to concede the match. A deck like what we're playing just doesn't have meaningful interaction for a matchup like this, so things like this and Gok, these are reasons why cute decks like this tend to really struggle in Modern, so we're just going to try again. That's the modern format we're living in. Yeah, sorry, so Underlords, the more I played Underlords, as like people start to understand it more and I watch other people play and like played more myself, I just don't know that I have the desire to like figure out and memorize what compositions are good season to season. Like the gameplay in the latest patch is better, but like it's still at the end of the day, like to be good at the game you're just supposed to be memorizing like end game compositions and like working towards them. Like, it doesn't have, like, the part that's, like, makes games like Magic and, like, Champions really good in other card games is, like, the deck building aspect to me. I've never been, like, a huge fan of Limited. And, like, it's definitely much closer to Limited than like, what Constructed is, right? I'm not familiar with MOBAs, so I can't really talk to it. If that's similar to how those work, that makes sense. How does the Neoform combo work? So they put Gristlebrand into play, and then they draw their whole deck, and they use Nourishing Shoal, just like Gristlebrand does. So, the way Champions is played, each side has 3 champions on it. And the spoiler card they gave me, what's the word that I'm searching for? Whenever it plays a certain type of unit, or the champions next to it play a certain type of unit, it gets to search up another copy of that unit. So it's like, if there's different types of those squig units that do something useful, you can kind of toolbox with it. And it just provides like an endless flow of squibs. Yeah, the Teppen game has a dexterity element to it though, right? If I recall correctly. So I think I'm fetching Steam Vents here. Steam Vents lets me cast, so I'm cutting myself off of casting triple green ball lightnings, but I have access to the other 2, triple red and red, red, black. I don't have any basic lands in this deck, I don't think. I think I'm just playing this out as a blocker. And then we're hoping to like... I don't think I fit a basic in here. Which might have been a mistake. I should have fit a basic forest in. So I have to fetch shock with this. We got Searing Blades. That probably means we're dead. Need like a blocker here and then still need to get lucky. Alright, well I mean, all things considered, these are like our best possible hits. So I get to put them to 9 and take the card out of their hand. So like if they draw a land or a 1 damage creature for the turn, we can collect a company next turn and kill them. So we just need to fade. We need to fade 1 draw step and then have an okay collect a company here. Survey says. Dead. Never not dead. It's actually kind of impressive, right? Like, they drew exactly 3 lands in 5 turns, which is like peak burn, right? If the burn deck only draws 3 lands, it beats most things. And like, we had the potential to kill them next turn. So had to have them draw 1 land, and then we probably I should have runnered to see what we hit there. I actually don't think I'm sideboarding anything. None of our sideboard cards really do anything here. I'm just gonna run it back. And we were on the draw. Was I on the draw or the play that game? That was their turn 5, so that means we were on the draw that game too. So like we were on the draw. I don't have a basic in my deck, and like if we would have faded 1 draw, we probably would have killed them. Yeah, they didn't give me the champion it unleashes to with the spoiler. They said they were gonna have someone else post that one today, Pelly. So it'll be interesting to see what that one unleashes to. Questing that champion isn't particularly easy either. I think I'm in for this. The mana base in this build is exceptionally painful. Since I reworked the mana base to have enough shocks to support Arbor Elf, but it is what it is. That's a Groundbreaker. Okay, so we got a couple of choices here. I think we're gonna drop the Overgrown Tomb in and pass back. Yep, I have been bolted. I guess I don't really want to run headfirst into it. Do I want to run headfirst into a thing? Do I want to run headfirst into a thing? I guess the bigger question is, do I want to shock myself to run headfirst into a thing? Probably not. I think I'm going to drop this Breeding Pool into play tapped here, and then just play Thunderkin Awakener and attack. Like, if I play a 6-1 out, they can just, like, bolt it. Of course, if they're bolting the 6-1, they're not bolting me. It's also probable... Maybe I should have lined up and fetched a red land here. And done that, and used the red land this turn. So I fetch shock to 10. What are the odds I die next turn? Probably pretty low. I think I sequenced my lands wrong here. But if they don't kill me and they don't interact with my stuff, I have them dead next turn, right? So I can play this and then whip this one back into play. I definitely sequenced my lands wrong there. I should have set my lands up so I could Skelemental them and discard 2 cards out of their hand. Alright, so now we're gonna spin to win. Well, that at least grabs the last couple cards out of their hand. Assuming they don't have a bolt. Well. Woof. Yep. Yep. Alright, so we're going to be in a position where we're just looking to fade a draw again here. Oh, that's lethal. Is that the best draw in my deck? I guess either of my 2 drops and lightning bolts killed them there, right? This is going to floop a friend back into play. What's a good resource for cheapest decks for the game? I play AOS, the card game, and it looks pretty neat. There's a website, actually, that Pelly and chat there run called Champions Forge. That, I think it's Champions Forge. Yeah, championsforge.net. That has some deck lists in it. That one there has decks that you can play in the app. You've picked some stuff up off of there before. I need to take some time. I've got 6 boxes of product from the event I played in a Gen Con that I need to open up. I think once I crack it and sort out what's duplicates, I'm gonna give some of the duplicates away. Because giving away just scans even is super easy. I think this is a mulligan. Hey, Wraithborn, 24 months is a long time. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support. Box opening stream. So, the awkward part about the Warhammer game is that you can't really do box opening streams because people can scan your cards off of the stream. The way the digital works. So, like, if someone's just, like, sitting there watching your stream, they could scan your cards for the codes that are on, because you can scan them through the computer screen. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. Like, there's no lightning bolt, there's no accelerant, and I can't cast either of these. Yeah, this is pretty good. We're gonna keep this one. We're gonna bottom a Wooded Foothills here. So even if they kill my Arbor Elf here, I get to play a 2-drop next turn, which is nice. If they don't kill my Arbor Elf, I get to play a Skelemental. Summon the Rift Bolt. Yep. They're down to 2 cards in their hand already, though. Which is unfortunate. They're just going to draw a card for the turn. Hopefully they miss a land drop and they stumble a little bit, so that way the Skelemental can take some cards out of their hand. If they, like, draw a land and then, like, go spell here, we're probably dead. So we're hoping, like, they have 3 2-mana spells in their hand right now. Would be the ideals for us. And hopefully none of them are Searing Blaze. But, like, even if the Skelemental, like, eats a bolt here, like, this eating a bolt seems like a win for us overall. It's like a bolt that's not going to our dome. Yep. Thunderkin Awakener is interesting. So I think I want to just jam Skelemental again. I think whatever I put into play this turn is going to die most likely. So I think I'd rather have another Skelemental just eat it. Because next turn, if they don't have a removal spell, this is basically another Skelemental. Searing Blood is brutal. That was a good draw for them. And we know they drew that because they would have played it last turn if they had it already. Probably dead here. Yep. Alright. Believe it or not, I think I think the last time we played this deck and had an okay run, it might have been a fluke. Believe it. Believe it or not, I think there's a chance that this deck's a smoldering dumpster fire. And last time we ran hotter than the sun and got incredibly lucky. This knowledge is shocking and absurd to me. Oh yeah, we could never beat a Lava Dart. Never in a million years are we beating a copy of Lava Dart. Yikes. This is a mulligan, right? We're on the play too. This one's great. Hey, Wabwin, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the 1.5 year support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Do I bottom the bolt? I think I'm keeping the bolt. I bottom a bolt or a mana creature here. I'm on the play. It might just be right to get linear on the play, honestly. Red-black version. That sounds like a different deck. One of the things that I think Magic players do far too often is they assume that, like I assume the red-black deck you're referring to is just, like, has Lightning Skelemental in it. And, like, just because 2 decks in Modern are, like, playing a headlining card doesn't mean they're the same. Just, like, not every... What's the word I'm searching for? Not every Ensnaring Bridge deck is Lantern Control, etc. Do you ever bottom Groundbreaker to have a better chance of hitting it off Collecting Company? How does putting a card on the bottom of my deck give me a better chance to hit it with Collecting Company? Can you elaborate? What are the tribal? Oh, you're saying he's playing ball lightnings, right? He's playing ball lightnings in this. Need blue mana still. I think that Arbor Elf isn't a mana ability so awkward. Like, all right, hold on. Can't just cast my spell. Give me a moment. So this makes them discard 2 cards and go to 1. This is kind of our nut draw, huh? I guess the actual nut draw, we would have hit them with a Skelemental on 2. Yeah, the Mardu deck that we're gonna play. The Mardu deck that we're gonna play next today is a the Mardu deck that we're going to play next is an Unearth deck with Skelemental in it. The deck's like, put me in, boss. Believe in me. Believe in me. Alright, and just like that, back into subscribers mode we go. Let's delete this failed experiment and move on with our live, shall we? Yeah, I had it off for the champion segment yesterday when we ended. Was leaving it off till someone annoyed me. Someone annoyed me, so we'll put it right back. Hey, Boshek, thanks for 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.